What's up, everyone? I hope everyone's doing good so far. Today, happy Friday. So in this episode, I'm basically going to give my brief thoughts on the whole situation in Minneapolis involving the death of George Floyd and the riots going on. I'll get to all of it. My name is Sean Clinton, and this is a Guy in a Freedom Show Daily Edition. Alrighty, so I apologize for not having a video out yesterday. It was just a long day of work, just very very busy. I'm just way too tired to deal with all of this. But since my last video, the entire world has exploded, like literally exploded into tiny millions of pieces. So I mean. Good thing is, I guess, if you want to look at it, the COVID stuff is pretty much out of the news right now. It's still going on, but that's completely by the wayside, and it's not the main focus of all the news cycle. But what is the focus of the news cycle right now is the whole situation happening in Minneapolis and everything with the riots and all that. So I'm going to give my little thoughts on the whole thing. So basically, what happened was how this whole situation unfolded was there was this guy named George Floyd over in Minneapolis who was pulled over, I guess, for some reason. I don't know why he was pulled over. I'm kind of thinking it's for maybe a traffic violation or something like that, whatever. But and I honestly don't really know much about the whole situation surrounding it. All I know is that his death was completely unnecessary. It did not have to happen, and then the cop involved should very well be prosecuted and go to prison. Because seriously, what kind of douche really puts their knee on a guy's neck for 4 minutes straight like that? Why? What was the purpose of it? Yes, if he tried to run to tame him, but no need to do all that to try to kill him. Seriously, it's an awful situation. I really feel bad for his family, and prayers go out to them and everything. But kind of give a glimpse of what I'm talking about. Here's actually a little photo of the situation. Here's basically the cop right here. If you can see on the corner up here. Basically, the cop literally has his knee on his neck for about 4 minutes straight, and he's basically suffocating him, choking him out. And we don't know for sure if that was the cause of death, but most likely it was. And again, this officer should be fired and should probably be prosecuted for murder. So, but we'll see what happens there, and just and all that. Whether or not it has to do with anything with race, we don't know that. It could be just an overzealous cop, and there are those out there. If you recall, a few weeks back, there's a whole Arbery shooting. Yeah, I forget his full name right now for some reason. But the Arbery shooting here in Georgia, in Brunswick, Georgia. Basically, some two guys decided to chase him down for basically being on a construction site, which is not really a crime, but whatever. And they're pretty much being overzealous. There's really no evidence of they were racist or anything, but they were definitely overzealous, and they thought they want to be all cool and whatever. It's very, very stupid, and it looks like the trial is going to start with them pretty soon, and we'll see what happens. And if evidence comes to light too, they probably will and should be prosecuted as well. But again, that really didn't have anything to do with race, and I don't know for sure if this has anything to do with race, and maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but we don't know for sure. But what happened was, after that, is that it started a massive outcry of just riots in throughout Minneapolis. It was utter ridiculous about this. See, two things could be true at once here. You can condemn the murder of George Floyd, all the way. You can condemn that. At the same time, you condemn the riots, and I do condemn these riots. So this is uncalled for. Uncalled for. If you're angry and if you want to like show your anger, do a protest. Do a peaceful protest. But don't do all this crazy nonsense. So yeah, Minneapolis is in an utter like chaos right now. Utter chaos. Like, here's actually some pictures from inside of a Target right here. It's crazy. It's Super Target in Minneapolis. But here's a couple of photos of that. Sorry, what in the world just happened? There we go. So yeah, here's the photo again, and it is a complete and utter mess. Like, I just don't understand like how anybody can actually like it's okay with this. And if you dare to say anything against the riots, you're saying so you're okay with the murder, you're a racist, you're okay with racism or something stupid like that. No, like I said, the two things can be true at once. Apparently, many people can't ponder that two things can't be true at once. But, whatever, that's really on them. But I don't know, this is an utter mess right here. And, like, again, the riots were uncalled for. Really, I think they were just an excuse for a lot of these people to act like completely like go nuts and everything, and just do whatever they want. But yeah, it's a mess. But we'll see what happens from here on out. I don't know if it will get any worse. The National Guard is there right now, so we'll see what happens there. So I don't know. We'll see. Alrighty, so time for the segment of my favorite thing and why. So let's see. Today I'm gonna do my favorite. Let's go with favorite MCU movie. So we got in the entire MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I think my favorite one obviously has to be Avengers Endgame, because really it concludes the story of all the characters very well, in my opinion. Yes, it did kind of have some little things in, like it did, like the death of Natasha Romanoff or Black Widow. I didn't see it coming. I guess it was necessary to push the story, but I didn't fully like it. But whatever. But as far as just like the kind of the story conclusion for Iron Man or Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, and everybody else, I think it was really well done. Like Tony Stark got his death was, I think, necessary, and then like kind of fulfilled like his destiny as Iron Man. And for Steve Rogers, a lot of people were really upset about him going back to Peggy. But I don't see why, because he won a normal life and everything. So why not go back to the woman that you loved in the first place? I don't really see anything wrong with that at all. And it's not like, yes, kind of changed her life, but still, who's to say that she was like happier with him in her life during that time? But whatever. But still, yeah, Avengers Endgame is by far my favorite MCU movie. I would say my second favorite probably Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home is it is a really great Spider-Man movie overall, and it really kind of feels like Spider-Man to me. I liked Homecoming, don't get me wrong, but it didn't feel like Spider-Man, if you get what I'm saying. But Far From Home really did, and I think probably the main reason why is because Homecoming was kind of a little bit shadowed by Iron Man in a way, But with this, it was just really him trying to figure it out on his own, and that's what kind of who Spider-Man is. As far as my least favorite MCU movie is Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is bad all the way around. Alright, so I'll be back here tomorrow with my actually weekly show. I'll try to figure out what exactly to talk about, but I'll see y'all then. My name is Sean Clinton, and this is the God and Freedom Show. If you enjoyed this episode of the God and Freedom Show, hit that like button and follow the page to get more content. You can also find me on your favorite podcast listening sites like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Thank you for listening or watching.